Okay, y'all, let's pay attention. We got a song we're going to sing for Rosie that I wrote that is a tribute to her.
Okay, ready?
You put on your short tennis shoes and grab your volleyball. Rich hears her footsteps leaving as she's headed down the hall. The shadow on the wall says the sun is about to rise. Oh, Rosie, she's headed for the beach. It's hard to leave your man cooking all the day, but your friends are calling, hey Rosie, can you come out and play? Traffic's light, the car's gassed up and you are on your way. Oh Rosie, Rosie's at the beach. She just can't wait to get there, feel the sand between her toes. Squeeze that little bottle, smear that white stuff on your nose. Jumping in a spiking is the thing she loves to do. Woo-hoo! Yes, she does. Woo! Oh, Rosie, she's playing at the beach. The day has ended, headed home to see your loving man. Still busy in the kitchen, filling every frying pan. She goes out to greet her customers with the prettiest of smiles. Oh, Rosie, she does it all with style. When it comes to our community, she doesn't skip a beat. Organizing, planning are just some of her great feats. Helping other people, she's done everything she could. Oh, Rosie, girl, you done good. Here, just we'll give you that shot.
So to give you an idea of this, how did this thing come together tonight? I think I want to set the stage for you as to all the activities that had to come together to make this happen. First of all, picture a fundraising event where there was no expense for the venue. On top of that, the owners of the property volunteered the tables, chairs, and setup. What a magnanimous guy. All right, we'll get to him too later. You can hold your applause a little bit, that's fine. Don't get carried away. We've got plenty of applause to give. And then those same people volunteered themselves, their dearest friends, and some of the best food talent in the valley to cook the food. Family and local growers pitched in with the ingredients and the foodstuffs. A local company rolled in with a truckload of salmon. And a couple of lovely ladies whipped up desserts and pizzas for nearly 300 people. Louder? I've been told to be louder. Perfect. Louder and deeper? Deeper? Just louder, okay. On top of that, area winery said, here's the wine for the guests to drink and a lot more of it for your auction. Local businesses and individuals said, here's some cash. Nearly $20,000 of it, as well as many thousands of dollars in goods and services for auction. And then, with all of that, a whole slew of volunteers jumped in to organize and make this a total success. Ladies and gentlemen, This is the event, and you are here. What you see around you is a triumph of community spirit, volunteer labor, money, in-kind donations, and true generosity. It's a tribute to a program that is the mainstay of our community and to a beautiful woman who represents the best of what binds us together. You can cry now, Rosie. I think I'm going to cry. Maybe not. So we know that the silent auction is still going on, but we are confident and proud to announce the Leadership Morgan Hills class of 2013 will be fully funded by the end of the night. That's worth clapping about. Now we need to cheer for the couple of families that really, well, they were the cornerstones of this event. First, the Kiala family. What a venue. What a venue. George and the whole Kiala family, I want to thank you, especially as a big man, for turning on the air conditioning. That was very nice of you. These houses, I told you, honey, we could air condition the outside. Beautiful, beautiful venue. It's you've shared your historic estate with us. You've labored, cooked, and donated in every way possible. What a gorgeous venue. Thank you, George and family. Secondly, we want to thank the Cox family, Mike, Mary, and Steve, and their anaerobe system staff. This family has organized, prepared, and donated a very large portion of tonight's food. Wow. Wow. Cooking for 300. Now, as a little aside, Mike's one of my favorite guys. And in Rotary, I nicknamed him the smartest man in the room. While he's still the smartest man in the room, he's probably the most tired man in this venue. He's definitely earned the title of Iron Chef, too. Yeah. How'd it go, Mike? Thank you. Well, moving on to some other people who deserve some recognition. I'm a banker, and I respect cash. By the way, in full disclosure, Roger Knopf, I think, wrote this part of the script. Who did? The cash part? Sherry Hemingway. Excellent work. Way to make me look greedy. Appreciate that. True, but sort of scary to admit to 300 strangers. Great. So I want to start by recognizing our major sponsors. When I call your name, will the representative from our major sponsors please rise and remain standing? PG&E, Santa Barbara Bank and Trust, Della Maggiore Stone, Johnson Lumber, Ace Hardware, Recology, Officers of the Rotary Club of Morgan Hill, Enritsu Company, Ditmore Family Vineyards, Survey Monkey, woohoo! Tonaskater Construction, Kidley, Rosconi, Foster and Thomas Law Firm, and Rosie's Class of 2003 for leadership. Please note that the rest of the sponsors are also in your program, and we want to thank them too. In-kind donations, the non-cash variety the bankers don't love, but everyone else loves. Together with silent auction donations, total a whopping $26,000. That's a lot of coin. Major in-kind donors are Morgan Hill Times, Clos Lachance, George Kiala Farms, Cyclonics, Loose America Fish, and so many more are also listed in your program. Over at the silent auction area, you've seen the incredible items donated, which is closing at 8 p.m. Get your checkbooks or your Visa MasterCard. All silent auction donors are listed on the bid sheets and in the program. We'd like to acknowledge our premium donors, and please stand. Marion Flynn, Pelosi and Ferguson, Silver Oak Cellars, Dana and Elaine Ditmore, Specialized Bicycle, Fast Frame, Dr. Randall Chung, Custom Create. Dana, you're not standing. Come on, follow directions. Thank you. Sorry about that. Custom Creations Photography and Tampa Bay Vineyard. Thank you very much. Now I'd like to introduce Roger Knopf as the honorary committee chairman, and ask the honorary committee to stand. Here's the part where you stand. If your chair's stuck, somebody can help you. Up. Come on. Come on, really? There were a lot more of you. Atta guy, atta gal, more people. Atta, there, see? Why are you guys so ashamed? This was a good thing. This is where we clap. This is not like you're scheduled for an audit. Now it's my honor to introduce Linda Withrow as the event chairperson and ask the event committee to stand as well. Where's Linda? Where's Linda? There she is. Hi, Linda. Don't fall in the pool. Excellent. Excellent. Look, all your hard work is obviously paid off. This is a heck of an event. It really is. Weather couldn't be better, venue couldn't be better, food couldn't be better. And the friends could be better. And our honoree, well, I'll get to you later. Your generosity is amazing. Thank you all. So now I'd also like to introduce a couple of dignitaries that are in the crowd. Steve, are you going to get one bite in before I call you again? You've been up for like the last 4 things. So here's our mayor, Steve Tate. Councilmember Rich Constantine. Thank you very much for coming. Well, see, now you've achieved what you came here to do, which was to get me off the stage. So now we will start right into, no we won't, Jennifer Tate has something to say. Whoops. And as I was saying, Kathy Sullivan from School Board. Okay, that's going to cost me. Sorry about that, Kathy. All right, now it's my turn to roast Victor. Victor Gaxiola, President, Board of Directors, Leadership Morgan Hill, social media wizard. This guy knows all... This guy knows almost as much about Facebook as my 16-year-old daughter. It's impressive. Anyway, please give it up for Victor.
Thank you, Doug. Well, hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. I'm so glad John made it. This really wouldn't have been a party without John. So, John, thanks for coming. I'd like to welcome everyone here tonight on behalf of the Leadership Morgan Hill Board of Directors. My name is Victor Gaxiola. I'm the president of this class year, and I'm really excited to be here tonight after all the planning that took place to get us here. I remember coming here for a site inspection and taking a look at the space, and they said the stage will go here and the tables will go here, but to see it, this is why we love this community. Look at this, Morgan Hill. It just doesn't get any better, guys. I'd like to thank all of you for being here this evening to support this program. And so I thought I'd share a little bit about what you're supporting by being here tonight. Leadership Morgan Hill is a 9-month program designed to provide a very in-depth training and development to inspire future leaders to community service. And through the program, they pick up the knowledge of the local political, economic, and government structures, as well as learn new skills that'll help them. Now, we get a lot of support locally from a lot of our local community leaders. And as a result, our students really develop a real good understanding of the critical issues of our community, including public safety, economic development, the media, education, human services, and the environment, amongst other subjects. Media Day is the best day ever. So that's my day. The main goal really of the program is to inspire the passion and the confidence to serve in this community. So many of our graduates and alumni end up serving on local boards, organizations, commissions, the city. So we really are developing the future leaders of this community. And that's something I take a lot of pride in. So I like to ask this, and I always ask this at all the events, by show of hands or applause, or take a drink if you want. I'd like to know all my alumni who are out here tonight. Woo! Currently we have probably over 300 alumni, and it keeps growing because we have an exciting class right now, the class of 2012, which is near graduation. They will be alumni within a month and a half now when they graduate, and you're all invited to the graduation party. And so it gave me a lot of pride when we went through the selection committee and we chose Rosy. Because Rosy understands what it means to go through the program. Rosy is an alumni, and she's one of us. And it gives me real great joy to celebrate the fact that one of our own has gone through the program because she embodies the core values of this program, which are community, integrity, respect, commitment, and an understanding what it means to learn. So Rosy, I was really excited when you were selected as today's honoree, as an alumni, representing all the alumni in celebrating tonight. So thank you. So now what we're going to do is we're going to invite up on the stage other folks that have gotten to know you, that know you really well, and can share some stories and testimonials about our honoree tonight, Rosy. So thank you very much for coming this evening. Have fun. We still have the over-under is who's going to end up in the pool first. My money's on Ken Meager. Thank you.
That's got to be the first time in history I've been the underdog for a pool fall. Thank you, Victor. That was awesome. Well, our next speaker is one of my dear friends who needed a baby step stool to reach the podium. I told her to her face that I wasn't going to bring that up. I lied. So let me get the baby stool out, and then we'll bring up Lisa De Silva from Community Solutions in our Rotary.
Your blankie's right here.
I actually feel like I got off pretty easily because at Rotary on Wednesday, Doug Moffitt said to me, "Can you please give me an intro that I can use for you?" And I said, "Oh no, Doug, you come on, I don't want to write my own intro, you just do it." And I said to Jennifer Tate yesterday, "Oh God, that was a big mistake." So I think I got off pretty easily.
Wait till Wednesday.
Yeah. I got the stool, I forgot my speech. I know. You ready, Rosie? So I do have to say that being asked to talk about Rosy on behalf of our Rotary Club is probably, in the 12 years that I've been in Rotary, the easiest task, or one of the easiest tasks that I've been given. And likewise, the hardest task is they said that I needed to do it in 3 minutes. And so I'm going to try not to fail too much about that. I promised Jennifer I would try to stay with it. For those of you who are not familiar with Rotary, we're an international service organization. There are actually 33,000 clubs in 200 countries. And how lucky we are that actually the best club is in Morgan Hill of those 33,000. Rotary was started in 1905, and the overall motto for all of those 33,000 Rotary clubs is service above self. And so as I was trying to think about what my remarks were going to be today, there was actually another motto from history that I kind of kept thinking about. And so if you go from 1905 up a few decades to World War II, and when all the men were going off to war, the women needed to go work in the factories and make the munitions that were used for the war. So all of a sudden, all these women were needed and were really dedicating their hard work, their dedication, their selflessness to do it. And they were symbolized by Rosy the Riveter. And I think we all remember seeing those posters that we still see today that say, "We can do it." And there's this thing about history repeating itself.
She looks familiar.
So. And it says, "We care." So our Rosy, she also has the Rotary emblem on her collar. Thank you, John Batista, the magician in Rotary, who did this for me. Wow. And so I really did think about that because Rosy does personify the same dedication, hard work, and especially the selflessness that Rosy the Riveter symbolizes. And in Rotary, we have a committee called We Care. And We Care is a committee through which we celebrate the joys and the good things that happen in our lives, and then we support each other and our members through the difficult times, the illnesses, the deaths. And we've had a particularly difficult several years, the past few years. And in that time, I've had the privilege that Rosy and I have been the We Care committee. And we're actually a perfect pair because despite our Mutt and Jeff statures, it works out really well because in We Care, I'm the mouth and Rosy's the heart. And she does that very well. And I have to say that Rosy's probably the only person, one of the only people I know who cries more easily than I do. And we've shed a lot of tears, both happy and sad, over the past few years. And it's also the reason that I'm going to talk more about Rosy, but I'm not going to talk to Rosy. And I'm very glad that Rich is in the way, so I can't see her, she can't see me, and believe me, we prefer it that way right now. So Rosy definitely lives out our motto in Rotary of service above self and lives out the We Care. She does it through the heartfelt cards that get sent to our members during those joyous occasions as well as during the difficult times in life. It was front and center when she took our community grants program and really shepherded it to the next level, ensuring that the funds that we raise in the community are directed to the most diverse, the most worthy, and the most quality causes in our community. She does it every time she heads up the kitchen crew of our senior dinner, and she gets us all going in the right direction, and she does that well. And it's, of course, very present every single time there's an event. And it's for Rotary, and it's also, I'm sure, going to be talked about in the community, that it's gift certificates, it's donations, it's whatever is needed. So again, it's that hard work, that dedication, that selflessness that Rosy really does personify. One of our past presidents in Rotary, Bob Foster, shared a quote that I want to share with you because I think he really hit it on the head. He said, when you meet someone that is so obviously concerned with others rather than herself as Rosy is, we are all challenged to that same excellence. Such is the quality of true leadership that when all is said and accomplished, no one can say who really was the leader. And all of us who have worked with Rosy know that's exactly the kind of leader that she is. She's the best of our service, the pureness of our generosity, the depth of our caring, the fun of our fellowship, and the biggest of all of our hearts. And I can comfortably say that she is probably the most beloved member of our Rotary Club because Rotarians, when I say Rosy, you say, oh. Yeah. Try being the sheriff and finding Rosy. All you do is say her name and the club just spontaneously, every time. Rosy's at the Beach is where we congregate, Bubbles is where we congregate, and Rosy is a lot of the reason why we do that. And since she is the proprietor of our favorite watering holes, it just seems fitting that we end this with an Irish toast. And I was saying, and you know, I'm half Portuguese, half Irish. And the Irish side, this is what I learned from my Irish family. It's a blessing, an Irish blessing, unless you have a drink in your hand, and then it becomes an Irish toast. So if you can all raise your glasses, Doug, I don't know whose beer this is, but I'm going to help myself to it. So, Rosy, may you live a long life full of gladness and health, with a pocket full of gold as the least of your wealth. May the dreams you hold dearest be the ones that come true, and the kindness you spread, Rosy, keep returning to you. Thank you.
Tear check. We're good. The night is young, Rosy. The night is young. I'm going to move the baby step here one step to the left as we bring up our next speaker. As I bring up Charisse, I would like to mention that I had 3 goals for tonight. One was to celebrate Rosy. Enough said. Number 2 was to try to not make her cry. I thought that was sort of a stretch goal. And then the 3rd was, of course, to have fun. And that's what we're all here about. Anyway. Without further ado, I'd like to bring up Charisse White. Charisse is the owner of Charisse's Hair Salon in Morgan Hill, and a great person, and will be speaking as a member of the Downtown Association member. She's also an honorary committee member as well. Please give it up for Charisse White.
Okay, so yes, I need a step stool also, but my production was a little later. It's all good. As he said, I'm Sharice White. I'm the owner and artistic director of Sharice's Hair Salon in downtown Morgan Hill. I've been in downtown Morgan Hill for over 3.5 years, and I'm a proud member of the Downtown Association now that I'm downtown. Been doing hair for 28 years in Morgan Hill. Morgan Hill rocks. It's amazing. So Rosy is an amazing person. What has been unique about having her in our Downtown Association is in the last year she has just stepped up to become the leader of our group and lead our events planning meetings. And we can get a little sidetracked sometimes. She brings us back, puts us back on our action plan, makes sure that everyone feels heard, and makes sure that we all have fun while we're doing it in an hour's time. So you rock, Rosy. Good job. So in that, going back a little bit farther history, my daughter Dakota and I have been going to Rosy's at the beach since my daughter was little. And at Rosy's at the beach, you get to ride on the tables. How cool is that? So my daughter's like, this is really cool. So being a self-expressed girl that she is, she would draw little pictures, and she goes, is there really a Rosy? And I'm like, yes, there is. She's like, I want to meet her. I said, let's make it happen. So Rosy came over as the amazing woman that she is, and kneels down, meets Dakota, and says, wow, this picture is amazing. I'm going to hang it on my office wall. My daughter's eyes lit up. It became our mother-daughter event to go to Rosy's at the beach. Mama, can I just go with you? So every time we go, we make a little picture, or she makes a picture, and every time, Rosy always acknowledges it. It takes a village to raise a child, and Rosy's very much part of my village, and she's very much part of my downtown. And Morgan Hill couldn't have it without you. So I told Dakota that I got to do this today, and quite an honor to be up here. And she goes, Mama, can I make her a picture? So I will come bring this to you, but Dakota do a picture. She's 13 now. She paused in her world and said, Mama, we have to make it out of crayons because that's what they do at Rosy's at the beach. So this is to Rosy from Dakota to say congratulations and we love you. Thank you.
I should have had a fourth goal in there for me not to cry. Now I know why you cry all the time. It feels good. It's good. Yeah. And you also know why we all say, "Oh, here, Rose." No, not. I guarantee you'll never hear that story about me. I don't know why. Our next speaker knows a little something about Rosy. He should. He came from Rosy. Good work, Rosy. Nice job. So I don't know Patrick well. As a matter of fact, I met him twice. Once tonight, and once that we don't remember. But as I asked around, I said, what can I harass Patrick about? I mean, introduce Patrick with? Every single person told me the same thing. He's the youngest son, he's a recent grad of Live Oak High School, and he's an all-around great guy. I mean, without fail. Can I please see Sherry Hemingway? So now I know you were all lying to me. So now I can't take any of this at face value. Maybe the guy's a killer. Alright, killer, come on up. Here's a guy that I don't know well, that I'm going to introduce for some reason. Maybe I'll do his speech for him. I'm going to sit down now and give it up for Patrick Bergin.
First things first, can you guys hear me? Yeah? Okay. Go Bulldogs. So, when people think of my mom, or why she's great, they think of like her involvement in the community and her ability to manage the restaurant, with professionality. But when I think of mom and why she's so great is, I think of how she was able to raise me and my brother with, almost ease when, at the same time, managing 3 restaurants, when we were growing up. I think of how she could face all that stress from work and then just put on a charm and smile genuinely. She's the strongest woman I know, and I've only seen her cry. And I know this is starting to become an old joke. I've only seen her cry when watching her chick flicks or watching a speech. Mom, I just wanted to say that everything that happens today, every award and gift that you receive, every praise and compliment, right down to how pretty your nails are tonight, you deserve it. Every last bit of it. You really do deserve it. Because you raised Robert and I. Well, Robert doesn't really count. He was easy. I was difficult. You think she gets all stressed because of work and not? No, that's all me. But beside all that, you know, all the work and me terrorizing you when I was little, you just powered through it, and I think I turned out all right. So really what I want to say is thanks for everything, and congratulations. You deserve it. I love you.
I got it, Chief. Thanks. I might not have the facts, but I got it. So who else can I misidentify or otherwise slander? Chief Swing, you're still the chief, right? Sweet, I know I have a ride home tonight. Okay. Moving right along. It's that time again. It's time for more Victor. Can't get enough Victor. Victor, I'm going to bring you up. I know you're going to have people coming up. I know you're going to need the space, so I'm going to vacate. You've been a great crowd. Thank you very much, and here's Victory.
I've always wanted to play the drums. I'd like to, at this point, invite all our gold medalists from Morgan Hill. They are Roger Knopf, George, Jean, and Gary, Mike, Dennis, Sherry, and Mike Johnson. So all the past recipients of the Leadership Excellence Award, could you please join me up on stage? And I need the gold medal for myself to give. It's in here. See. This is a very unique and very special group of people. I can only aspire to at one point earn this for myself. So I'll pray really hard. Maybe run for public office at some point.
Or not.
Or not.
Or not.
Yeah, come on over here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a very elite club of folks. I want to introduce them one by one. I'll have them raise their hands, but they really are a group that doesn't need much introduction because everybody here should know at least one of these guys or woman. So, joining this elite group, we have Roger Knopf, our recipient from 2003. Yes, I'm going to ask for some help here because I don't want to destroy it. But we have George, Jean, and Gary. Guglielmo. I love the wine, but I can never say the name. They received their award in 2004. We have, and I remember him from my Live Oak days, Mike Rubino, 2005. The Emerald Regime made us proud. I remember when they went to China. I was like, yes. 2007, Dennis Kennedy. 2008, one of my favorite friends from Media Day and helping me out, Sherry Hemingway, 2008. And then I hope you have your drink in your hand, because when I say his name, you know what you need to do. Our recipient from last year, 2011, Mike Johnson. And so joining us on stage, someday I'll have this for myself, hopefully. Rosy, can you please join us?
Oh, yay, Rosie!
Let's all stand up. Let's all welcome our newest recipient.
Way to get the family.
And if we had the national anthem queued up, this is where we'd all salute. So Rosie, on behalf of the entire board of Leadership Morgan Hill, on behalf of the honorary committee, on behalf of all the fine people that made tonight happen, and on behalf of your colleagues on stage, welcome to this elite group, the Leadership Excellence Award dinner recipient for 2012, Rosy Bergin.
Excuse me for a minute, Rosie. Rich asked me to perform just one more task tonight. Since we are We Care, he asked me to stand with Rosie. And in case they're needed, just in case.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Rosy Bergin, and I tend to cry, so bear with me and my lovely assistant. First, I would like my family to stand up, all of you, because I have 4 tables here, family. I want everybody that lives in Morgan Hill to make an effort to meet them, because they don't know who you guys are, and I know that you will love them, and they will love you. Thank you. I want to thank the Kiala family for opening their home to all of us tonight. This is a very special place, and I truly appreciate you sharing it all with us. There are so many things about Morgan Hill that I'm proud of. But tonight, it is Leadership Morgan Hill that is shining. I want to tell you what participating in the leadership program meant to me. When Cricket Rubino told me about the program and encouraged me to join, I was interested. It sounded like a great thing. Then she gave me the details. 9 months in length, evening classes once a month, an all-day Friday workshop each month, and a class project to benefit the entire community. That's when I started to dig my heels in. I told her it would be impossible to participate because of my work schedule. And Fridays, how could I take Fridays off? It tends to be the busiest day in the restaurant industry. So I started to avoid her. But that was difficult. You see, she lives around the corner from me. And we're in book club together, and the YMCA board, and our LaTip business group. And really, how do you say no to Cricket Rubino? So I took a deep breath and dove into leadership. It was an amazing year of learning and doing. It exposed me to what is really going on in this community. It took me outside the walls of my restaurant and into the halls of local government, where I learned the processes involved in running our town and our state. I learned of the varied educational opportunities and challenges our local schools are faced with, from kinder to adult ed. My eyes and my heart were opened as we explored the realities that face our homeless, our disabled, and the members of our community that rely on our hospitals and nonprofits for assistance. My classmates represented a cross-section of Morgan Hill. It was like the leadership organizers deliberately chose people that we didn't know each other, but somehow they knew we should all meet. The class included elected officials, the police commander, the city engineer, local businesses like Specialized Bicycle, TechCon, and Ritsu, Media Arts, Abbott Labs, and Holiday Inn Express were part of our class. nonprofits like Go Kids, healthcare specialists like Kaiser Permanente, a local financial planner and accounting firms, a designer, an educator, and a minister were some of our class participants. I believe it was the intention of leadership to expose each of us to the inner workings of our community and to bring back this knowledge and compassion to our own areas of influence. I commend the Morgan Hill Leadership Organization for taking on the responsibility of nurturing and developing its own citizens. And the quality of this event tonight is an amazing and shining example of your efforts. Just want to say I'm so proud of Morgan Hill, and I'm showing it off to my family tonight. Thank you for this award.
Stop. Oh, her. Where's that Kleenex? All right, so we're back. What a gal. I didn't make a poster. I feel like I've insulted her son. Other than that, it's been a pretty successful night. I got free food, got my car parked. Win-win. Hey, just because somebody told me to say this, the silent auction has, let's call it 3 to 4 minutes left. Well, Victor, you're a social media wizard. I put it on Facebook like a minute and a half ago. While you're waiting, the food will be coming for dessert. It's being served, which is why there's going to be a lot of stuff happening. All right, if you need to take notes, take notes. Dessert will be served right in front of you. In the meantime, the silent auction will be closing in about 5 minutes. After that, we'll give it up for the usual suspects. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and we'll have Rosy Bergin. Please join me at the podium. There we go. We have a certificate of recognition. Rosy Bergin has been selected by Leadership Morgan Hill to receive the Leadership Excellence Award. And so let me read some of the things that qualified her for that distinct honor. Rosy gives of herself tirelessly and with quiet strength to support the betterment of the city of Morgan Hill. And Rosy is always positive, gracious, and supportive to everyone she interacts with. Rosy Bergin is recognized for her role in helping to shape and build the city of Morgan Hill, and especially its downtown, into what it is today. Rosy, through her quiet leadership and special talents, most effectively cultivates positive community involvement in Morgan Hill. And Rosy exemplifies the core values of Leadership Morgan Hill, and as a program graduate, has a deep understanding of the Leadership Morgan Hill experience, and Rosy's community spirit and philanthropy have earned her recognition as a 2012 recipient of Leadership Excellence Award by Leadership Morgan Hill. Therefore, now be resolved that the City of Morgan Hill does hereby commend and congratulate Rosy Bergin upon her selection as the recipient of the Leadership Excellence Award. More than welcome to say a few words if you'd like to.
I'd just like to say thank you very much. It's a very special award for me. Thank you.
Congratulations.